Welcome to season 2. We are stoked for season 2.
Yes.
We have some fun things in store, don't we, Muriel? Like?
Yes, a long trip this time, a 2-month trip.
She thinks that's long.
It's long for me. It'll be the longest I've been at sea. Yes. And we're also going to be going along the coast, so we'll be catching a lot of cool places along the Massachusetts coast as well as
Oh yeah,
the
some
Maine
new
coast.
places, a bunch of new places we have not been, I have not been. So that is cool. We're going to be donating some instruments, aren't we?
Yes, Sam Ash and Jeff at Hungry for Music both donated some ukuleles that we're going to distribute to some programs in Maine.
I donated 2 ukuleles.
Yes.
Because
and
I don't
Brian,
play
too.
them.
So that's going to be fun to be able to, give a gift as we're going.
Yes.
And play some music as well. We have a couple of performances scheduled en route and some jams.
But first, unfortunately, there's a pile of work we have to do before
He has to do.
before we leave, because after we got back last October actually, there was a storm, one of these unannounced overnight blasts that carried Avocet ashore, and it went up. Avocet went up on those rocks that you can see there behind us, and it took me. Thankfully, I got up every hour and looked. It wasn't a forecast storm, it just happened, and so I started looking every hour, and then all of a sudden there it was ashore, banging away on the rocks.
In the middle of the night.
And because there was about a mile of fetch, out, it came from that way. So that distance of water with the wind on it, the waves got a foot or so, which doesn't sound like much, but the boat bouncing up and down a foot each time and smashing on the rocks. It was,
pulling up that mooring, so just carried it on. Yeah.
So the hull got gouged, the strut, the bronze strut that supports the prop shaft broke, snapped in two.
It was a mess.
Yeah, so there's some work that I've got to get to before we can do anything else, before it can go in the water. So that's the bad news. But after that we go, and I am so psyched. The thing that I'm dying to tell you, but I'm not going to because it's going to be so much fun.
Okay.
Is the thing that I'm really, you're going to say, yeah, thanks for bringing it up and not telling us.
Yeah.
Wait till you see. It's going to be fun.
Yep.
So anyway, welcome.
Stay with us. Yes.
Welcome to season 2. So I'm back at the marina, and I'm really not looking forward to looking at all the damage that was done last fall and all the work that's got to be done. And I've also got to put all the things back into the boat that were taken off last year. So let's do that part first. Let's do the easy, happier, less painful part first, shall we? Let's see, let's get a reminder of what we're up against here. A lot of abrasion from when I went up on the rocks last fall. I don't know if I can get a good enough angle to see the depth of that. Feels like maybe not quite a 1/4 inch. That feels like 3/16 maybe. That looks not pretty. Not pretty. Then I've got to get this off. This welded back together and put back on. So, prop off, which has not been off in years. That should be fun. Welder shop. Some filler. Looks like some filler in here. Place. You can see it right there. It actually passes up into the hull right there, and then obviously bolts through. So that's the work for the next couple of weeks. Fiberglass and welding. This is going to be a you know what to get off. All right, I have found a wrench. Now we're going to give it the hot foot. Oh, it worked. Yeah, baby. Look at that. Whee! The old torch trick. Yes. Nice. So I'm going to put a zinc anode on the prop shaft. Now, if you don't know about zinc anodes and why you put them on your boat, there's a list of metals on a noble scale. Which metal is more noble than the next? Meaning that stray currents in the water will eat away at the least noble metals. So my bronze propeller and strut are more noble than zinc. Zinc is pretty low on that scale, so it gets eaten away first. So it is a sacrificial bit of metal that you put here underwater to protect the metal that you really care about. All right, now to get this prop off, I've got this shiny new gear puller. Now let's give it the hot foot. There's the keyway. Ta-da! It won't slide off until I get the key out. Alright, if the torch worked once, let's do it again. Ow! It landed right on my leg, nice and hot. But it's out. So I'm going to clean that up with steel wool and give it a coat of lanolin. Now for those bolts going up into the hull. Yeah, they're just spinning. The other side of these guys are really, really hard to get at. I can slide one of these under a partition and get it on there. So I think what I'll do is go inside, get this on the other end, and then come out of here and use a socket wrench, and this will fetch up someplace during the rotation and come to a stop, and I'll be able to get a purchase here and take it out from the outside. Wish me luck. All right. This ought to be a laugh riot. Okay, there they are. So my two choices were to either continue to struggle with this devilish little tight situation or rip out the entire battery box, the entire water lift muffler, and the entire floor partition. I chose plan A. Just gotta get all the disgusting wet smudgy stuff away from it so the wrench will fit on nice. Let's see. 17. It's a space about like that under a piece of plywood. I can get my fingers in, but not up and over it. Yeah. I used this wedge to trap the wrench against the hull so it wouldn't fall off. All right, so we have the wrench hopefully trapped on that one. Finally got a wrench on this on the inside. Look at that. Success. One. That's the hardest one, the first one. Number two. This one's further under that piece of wood, so I'm less clear as to whether I have the wrench on correctly. Seems to be coming. I see daylight. Oh, come on, baby. That one longer than the other. Don't forget that. So I am going to take an angle measurement here on each side so I can hand this to the welder. Starboard, okay, lock that one in place. Port side, okay. All right, to the welders we go. All right. You think you can fix that?
Oh, sure, she can fix anything.
That's what I like to hear. Woo, nice. I'm not sure I've heard that before.
I don't think I've ever played that for you.
Wow, so you just pulled that out of the memory banks?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a few in the memory bank.
But just to not have played it for that long and then just play it.
I played it in high school.
Last week.